is Henry the Poet. Stay tuned for another edition of the Poet series. So on this edition of the Poet series, we will be discussing my poem, Henry III. It's a continuation of the last two poems I've discussed on my previous videos. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the first stanza, and I'll be right back. In this first stanza, the speaker of the poem is God, and it changes in the sense that God is encouraging me. He's telling me that he's been there since the first day of my life. He's been there through the experiences that have occurred in my life that have been heartbreaking. And, one night at 2 a.m., I just cried out to him and asked him to take over my life. And he reminds me of that in the first stanza. And he also says that he never promised that my life would be easy, but rather I would have to fight for some things. I would have to fight for joy and happiness and contentment. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into the second stanza. The second stanza, God is telling me not to condemn myself like Judas. Judas, he betrayed Jesus, but he felt sorry for what he had done and he sought to make amends, but there was no amends to be made. And so he went and hung himself, and God doesn't want me to get caught up in my past mistakes and failures and all of the bad things that happened, because that's what he sent his son Jesus for. He sent his son to erase my past, to forgive my past. And so he reminds me of that. He says, listen, it's like having a sink full of dishes that are dirty, but I somehow have a clean plate in front of me that I can eat from, that I don't have to look at and disgust. And because of his son, I have a clean slate. I have a clean past. My past, while it matters, does not affect my future. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the third stanza. In this final stanza, as a kid, we always were taught to color inside the lines to make the picture look real nice. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but I could never do this. It was always hard for me. I always would color right outside the lines, and I'd be like, oh, I did it again. But in this instance, God is saying it's okay. You colored outside of your lines, but my picture is bigger. You may have made mistakes, but I made room for those mistakes. And so he's saying, if I really give myself to him, if I confess all these things that I've done wrong and be open to receiving his forgiveness, he will give me the strength to overcome even my past mistakes, and I will have the strength to move forward. All right, so I'll be right back with my final thoughts. Oftentimes in life, we make mistakes. We color outside the lines of our picture, whatever that picture may be. And oftentimes when we do that, we condemn ourselves. We feel as though we've messed up, that, oh man, I didn't get my degree at this age, so I gotta do something else. As if we're running on a schedule that was given to us at birth. But in this poem, the message is simple. There is forgiveness for your mistakes. There is healing for your mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. You know, we're writing in pen on the paper of our lives. We don't get second chances to do things over again. So when we mess up, that's it. But that is not the end of our story. We continue to live on. We continue to breathe. We continue to do a lot of things. These poems I'm writing are a reflection of that. You know, rather than let these mistakes define me, I've let them refine me. You know, so if you're watching this and you've made mistakes and you're feeling like, dang, I messed up again, and again, and I'm going to mess up tomorrow. It's okay. God understands you are human. Now, He wants you to take those mistakes and learn from them. He wants you to take those mistakes and know that not every mistake is permanent. As long as you're living, breathing, moving, you have a chance to make it better. God is ready to forgive you. He just wants you to own up to your mistakes and say, I screwed up. You know, He wants you to say, dang God, I need your help. You know, He wants you to say, you know what, I've tried to do it my way so much that it keeps failing. So let me try your way. That's all He wants, and He wants to partner with you in your life. Not saying that once you do this, everything's going to be perfect, but it means that He will partner with you. Even when you make mistakes, He will be there to lead you, guide you, and love you, and help you to become the person that He created you to be. All right, so thank you for tuning in to this edition of the Poet Series. Subscribe if you like it, you know, or just click the like button at the bottom of the video if you like it, and don't want to subscribe. It's cool, no hard feelings. But just stay tuned, and I will talk to you guys next week.